Back with another video from React 2 YouTubers that became murderers. Now I ain't gonna lie, bro, I did not take a break. I was on a trip and I could not post, so I'm back now. You feel what I'm saying? Back on the grind, bro. Until you dropping videos, don't got no time to waste. Let's get it. Let's see.
Suzanne Eaton was a 59-year-old American scientist who was working as a professor of molecular biology in Dresden, Germany. A big part of her job at this institute was to travel around the world and hold conferences on the latest developments in her field. In July of 2019, she traveled to the scenic Greek island of Crete for one of these conferences, not knowing that this was going to be her last.
No.
And that the person responsible for her end would be cut because of his videos on YouTube.
Look at this weird ass nigga. Like, just look at the way that he looks, bro. Like, you could already see it's something up with him, bro.
The incident happened on July 2nd.
In a classroom?
After a conference, Suzanne spent time with her peers and played the public piano in the venue's lobby.
Like, bro, people genuinely be good souls, bro. Like, really be good people, and people just take advantage and do whatever. Like, come on, dude.
Heading out to her hotel in the afternoon. Sadly, this was the last time anyone saw Suzanne alive.
Rest in peace, man.
Her noticed her absence when she didn't show up for the second conference scheduled for 6 p.m. that evening. It wasn't like her to skip events out of the blue. Something wasn't right. A fact that became
That's how you know she really like doing this.
24 hours passed without anyone hearing from her. So on July 3rd, her colleagues called the police to check on her, hoping she was simply sick or something similar. However, when officers arrived at her hotel room, no one answered.
Dang, that's nice. I ain't gonna lie.
They acquired a spare key from the hotel management and went inside, only to find the room completely empty and undisturbed.
Dang.
All of Suzanne's belongings were also still in the room. The only things missing were her running shoes and a set of exercise clothes. Those who knew her immediately understood.
Dang, so that means that she probably went on a hike and somebody probably followed her, and then right after that they probably just took her life, bro. I hope that they got found and caught and arrested, bro.
Academic prowess and piano expertise, Suzanne was also an athlete at heart. She was a double black belt in Taekwondo, and despite her age,
dang, she would have beat my ass, bro.
Knowing this helped investigators narrow down what might have happened to her.
I wish that she would have been able to use it on him.
Soon after returning to her hotel on July 2nd, and something went wrong after that. She wasn't super familiar with the area, and to make matters worse, the weather was uncomfortably hot that afternoon.
Damn.
There was a strong possibility she collapsed from the heat or something else along those lines. After putting this together, the Crete police immediately dispatched a search and rescue team in the area surrounding her hotel and around popular running trails. Her family even traveled to Crete and put a 50,000 euro reward for anyone who could help find Suzanne. Unfortunately,
see, like, that's how you know it's actually serious. The more the reward is, bro. Like,
Suzanne was nowhere to be found. That is until 5 days later, on July 8th, when two young men were exploring one of the abandoned World War II Nazi bunkers scattered across Crete. Around 200 meters in, one of them noticed a piece of burlap covering something on the ground. They picked it up from one end to see what was underneath. And what they found was the aftermath of one of the most horrific crimes in Crete's recent history. The burlap was covering the bloody remains of Suzanne. A later autopsy report discovered that Suzanne had several broken ribs, multiple fractures throughout her body, a missing ear, and much more. Whatever
a missing ear, bro?
Was not an accident. The investigators began searching for clues.
A missing, like, nah, bro. That's nah, bro. That's different, bro. A missing ear. Who is cut? Like, bro, you're really taking it to the level. Like, okay, I'm not saying that it's good to kill somebody, but bro, if you're killing somebody and you chop off their ear, bro, like, you're a real menace, bro. You're not to be trusted. They're already not to be trusted off killing somebody, but you're chopping somebody's ear off, bro.
For them to make their first major breakthrough. A set of car tire tracks leading up to the entrance of the bunker. Analyzing these tracks allowed investigators to find the car responsible for transporting Suzanne's remains to that bunker. It belonged to 27-year-old
Look at this nigga. Nigga like Dr. Eggman.
But when questioned, Giannis feigned ignorance and claimed that him driving through that area
bitch ass nigga, bro.
More than a coincidence. He went as far as to say that he didn't even know about the existence of that bunker, a lie that would eventually lead to his arrest. You see, Giannis had a dream to become a successful YouTuber.
Fuck this nigga, bro. Who? Nah, bro. I don't care, bro. Whoever subscribed to him, bro, he does not deserve those subscribers, bro.
Today, all you'll find are 3 videos of him performing an ancient Chinese martial
Look at this goofy, bro.
Technique called Qigong. That's because a couple days before Suzanne's body was discovered, Giannis deleted every other video on his channel. And once
that's how you know he's suspicious.
deleted videos, it became clear why. You see, most of these deleted videos involved Giannis exploring abandoned World War II bunkers, including the one where Suzanne's remains were discovered. This contradiction gave the authorities the go-ahead.
Like, bro, that's all the evidence right there.
It also allowed them to investigate him further, and the evidence they discovered was overwhelming. As it turned out, the land where this bunker was located was owned by Giannis's family. Investigators also found traces of Suzanne's blood in his car's trunk. When confronted with this evidence,
what a dumbass.
Told the whole story. According to him, he saw Suzanne running down the road and something came over him. He hit her with his car twice before putting her in his car.
Like, what are you doing?
And ending her life there. He later changed his story to where he was compelled to commit this crime by a demon.
Stop it, bro. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't believe, like, anytime somebody say that, oh, it's, I won't say mental health, but like, anything like, oh, I'm possessed by this, or, I don't believe none of that shit, bro. Like, gang, you did that on your own mind, bro. You could easily stop yourself and be like, oh, this is not right. This is not what I want to do, bro. This is who you are, bro. Stop trying to blame it on somebody else, bro. He does not deserve to be in a mental asylum because he's not crazy, bro. He's not.
This one bid and sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole in 2020. Now, this should have been the end of his story. But from what I've seen, there's more to his actions than just this one crime he was convicted of. The thing is, Giannis presented his vile act as a crime of opportunity, something he did completely out of nowhere. However, there's evidence to suggest that Giannis might be a full-blown serial killer. For instance, he was apparently detained by the police twice before, once for arson and once for animal cruelty. Both of
bro, animals? Nah, bro, kill this nigga right now, bro. They should get him the chair. Animals don't do anything, bro. Like, why are you, like, bro, you get an animal and you just go out there and just abuse the animal for what, bro? You spent your money on the animal. Like, that never made any type of sense to me, bro.
Behaviors of serial killers. After his arrest, several other women also came forward, testifying that he had tried to run them over with his car as well in the past. So, Suzanne was more than likely not his first victim.
This nigga is crazy.
However, the most solid evidence against Giannis is in one of the deleted videos he uploaded to YouTube. In it, we can see him showing some very human-looking bones scattered through the same
what the
bunker
fuck?
Suzanne was discovered in.
What the
These
fuck?
bones were never discovered by the authorities, suggesting they might have been removed by Giannis to hide evidence. But what makes this truly disturbing is what his friend says at one point in the same video.
What?
This roughly translates into, "Is this where you left that old guy?" Insinuating that Giannis had disposed of one of his previous victims in the same bunker.
What the hell?
And if that is the case,
bro, and how do you even be cool? I know I keep on pausing, bro. How do you be cool with somebody who kills somebody, bro? That makes you just as, even if you did not commit the crime, bro, that makes you just as crazy as him. Because you still hanging around this nigga and you know what he be doing. Bro, I promise you, bro, these friend groups, bro,
how many other people Giannis has killed?
Niggas are weird, bro.
Simply Manic 6075 was a YouTube channel owned and operated by 24-year-old Samantha Wolford. She lived in the small community of Monticello, Texas, with her husband Ernest Lee Ibarra, aka Ernie, and their 5 children. She usually made videos about her day-to-day life and other random topics. Her story began in 2008 when she was at the lowest point of her life. She had recently become the single mother of a pair of twins and had no love interest in her life. That's when she met Ernie at a local tattoo shop, and the two hit it off right from the get-go, eventually getting in a relationship and starting a family together. In one of her videos, Samantha described the day she met Ernie as the happiest day of her life. Together, they were blessed with 3 more children, including 1 more pair of twins. Raising
she had 2 twins?
But Ernie made it work by taking a second job in pizza delivery. So, while they had endured tough times together, Samantha, Ernie, and their 5 children appeared to be the perfect loving family. However, while being a stay-at-home mother was all she could do at the time, Samantha still had a dream of becoming a famous actress one day.
I've always wanted to be an actress. I think it is so much fun. I've been extras in movies. I've had small parts in like,
I wonder what movies she's been extras in.
It is so much fun, and it is so beautiful. It is one of the most amazing forms of art ever, to be able to express yourself that way. I think it's amazing.
So, in October,
at least she had a dream.
Created her YouTube channel and
something she look forward to.
A popular YouTuber and fulfill her dream on the internet instead. And things were going surprisingly okay in the beginning. Samantha would post new videos whenever she had something new to say. And while most of her videos struggled to get past 100 views at the time, the few viewers she had were enough to keep her going. But as time passed on, her passion for making videos turned into an obsession. She started spending more of her time on making videos than her family, putting even more pressure on an already stressed out Ernie. Around 2014, she also started accusing Ernie of hurting her in her videos, hinting at just how bad their relationship was going.
No.
But then, after posting a seemingly random video in March of 2014, Samantha mysteriously vanished from the internet. Maybe she lost interest in YouTube or just wanted to focus on her family again. No one knew exactly why she quit so abruptly. Then, on the 20th of February 2015, viewers finally received the update they were waiting for. Unfortunately, it was far more tragic than anyone could have imagined.
What happened?
It started with the Texas police receiving a call from one of Samantha's aunts asking them to save her niece's life.
Cause County 911, what's your emergency? I have a home invasion. My niece is tied up.
No, bro.
I am at the verge of untying my niece at this particular moment. Okay, she's tied up.
She gotta be quick.
She is tied up and gagged. Yes, ma'am. Is there anybody else there? Where are the kids? We have 5 small infants asleep.
Apparently,
y'all gotta get them out the house.
Broke into their home in the middle of the night and attacked the couple while they were asleep. The intruders then tied Samantha in her bedroom, and after hitting him with a gun a few times, kidnapped her. Samantha
kidnapped, bro. What, bro? This video, bro. I don't know about this one, bro. What is up with these people, bro? These people be normal, like, yeah, they just be living their lives. Who is doing home invasions, my nigga? I know that this is not 2025, but I ain't gonna lie. Bro, if you're doing home invasions, bro, if you're killing anybody, you're automatically a bitch, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You're a bitch.
Who then contacted the police after arriving at Samantha's home herself. By the time officers arrived, Samantha's aunt had set her free from the restraints. The kids were fortunately safe as well. However,
that's
what
good.
made this whole situation strange was that the intruders didn't take anything else from their home besides Ernie. And from the people who knew him personally, Ernie wasn't the type of guy to make enemies with dangerous people. Put simply, investigators sensed something fishy with the whole situation.
Nah, bro, you don't. What if it was him that just didn't get kidnapped? What if it was him who left the house and tied her up and put on a mask so that, bro, it might be him, bro. I'm not trying to accuse him nothing, but that's what it's looking like.
Which was to save Ernie as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Samantha didn't know anything that could give investigators their first clue. With no other option, the officers took Samantha to the station for further questioning, hoping to extract any useful information they could from her. But what none of them expected was that Samantha would change up her story completely after entering the interrogation room. Where before she didn't know anything about the assailants, now she had the name of a potential suspect, John Rebel. As Samantha's story goes, she was talking to her friend about Ernie's supposed attacks on Samantha, when suddenly a man with the pseudonym John Rebel overheard their conversation and started talking about how a man shouldn't treat a woman that way and that he was going to handle the situation. Well,
bro, you gotta watch your surroundings.
John Rebel actually belonged to someone, a man named Jonathan Sanford. The police found and arrested John not long after Samantha gave out his name, right alongside his 2 accomplices, Jose.
What the fuck? Look at these weird ass niggas, bro. Is that Los Polos, my nigga?
Surprisingly, Jonathan put up little to no resistance and immediately confessed to kidnapping Ernie. He also confirmed the worst possible outcome, that by the time the police got involved, Ernie was already dead. The 3 took him to a secluded forest and executed him.
I'm sorry, bro. Rest in peace to Ernie, bro. I did not mean to. I was just going off of what was looking like at the moment, bro. This nigga is weird, bro. Like, you can't even have a conversation with people who you know without other people. Like, how did he even figure out where she lived, bro? That means that he probably had to follow her right after he heard that conversation, bro.
However, even after learning all this, one question remained. Why? Why would 3 men who didn't even know Ernie kidnap him from his home like that? Every answer to this question pointed back to Samantha, who kept denying any involvement. Even if the investigators ignored her suddenly remembering the perpetrator's name, there were several other suspicious aspects to her story.
Bro, did she set this? She set this nigga up, bro. She set this nigga up, called him to get him kidnapped and gone because didn't she say that he was abusing her or something like that, bro? Or hitting her kids? Bro, she killed this nigga, bro. She got this nigga killed.
How was she able to untie herself enough to call her aunt? Why didn't any of her neighbors hear the break-in? And why were the kids all sleeping in the same room, when usually they're scattered throughout the house? It wasn't long before investigators uncovered undeniable evidence.
She's weird as hell.
This included instruction messages she sent to Octavius when the officers were trying to call Ernest's
She's
phone,
weird,
which
bro.
he had on him. These read, "Kill his phone, shut that down, ditch phone, move." There was no doubt about it.
She is weird as hell,
Samantha
bro.
was in colluding with her husband's killers. And as the investigation went
And
on,
that's
it
so
was
grimy.
discovered
Like,
as
you
well.
think that the person that you had kids with, my nigga, you would be able to trust. She literally backstabbed this nigga. She literally said when she met this nigga, that was one of the happiest days of her life, bro. How did she end up getting this nigga killed, bro?
Samantha had apparently become addicted to the idea of becoming a famous YouTuber, and her neglect of the kids became a constant source of fighting between the couple. But instead of resolving the issue like a responsible adult, Samantha colluded with her friend's boyfriend to hatch a cartoonishly evil scheme to get rid of Ernie. They first wanted to plant hard drugs in his car and get him arrested, but later made the heartless decision that taking his life would be much easier. There's also a chance that Samantha went with the murder plan because it would have brought her more attention on YouTube. She was eventually sentenced to
That's like
140
selling your
years in
soul,
prison
bro.
for killing her
She literally
husband.
did a sacrifice because she thought that she was finna blow up on YouTube, my nigga. No, that's not how it works, bro. You have to put the work in, my nigga. Like, then, because I thought that when they showed her,
Leaving her
like,
family
views, I thought that's how much she was getting at first, but that was recently. So people probably heard about this story before.
Diana Lovejoy was a successful technical writer living in the town of Carlsbad, California with her husband Greg Mulvihill. However, while her corporate job paid the bills, Diana's true passion was becoming a triathlon athlete and documenting her journey on video, resulting in her eventually starting her own fitness blog called Lovejoy Fitness.
That's
and
cool.
A YouTube channel by the name of Heavy DJ. She started this channel all the way back in 2008, and over the years used it to document various parts
Bro,
of her
seals
life.
are so cool,
From
bro.
meeting her parents after a long time to going scuba diving with her husband. At one point, she even tried to become a cooking show host of sorts.
Doesn't that smell nice?
Unfortunately, her channel never really took off, forcing her to eventually cut her losses and move on with her life in March of 2012. Or at least that's what it looked like from the outside. In reality,
Is that a
Diana's
volcano?
reason for abandoning her YouTube channel was kind of wholesome. You see, Diana and Greg had been trying for a baby for years by this point. Tragically, Diana had suffered 8 different miscarriages and was quickly losing hope. But then, in September of 2012, the two were blessed with a perfectly healthy baby boy, marking an end to
Dang,
the
that gotta be a lot on her
However,
mental,
what
bro.
should have been a moment of celebration started a downward spiral of lies and betrayals, eventually culminating in an assassination attempt. Things started
What?
going downhill when just a few months after the birth of their son, Greg lost his job, leaving Diana as the sole breadwinner. The
Damn.
stress of the previous miscarriages, combined with the crushing weight of having to support a family in an extremely expensive city all on her own, spelled disaster for their marriage. It wasn't long before the two were constantly fighting with each other.
Dang.
Things escalated even further on July 9, 2014, when Greg returned home only to see a police officer waiting for him at the door. The officer explained that Greg wasn't allowed to enter his own home.
Damn, she got a
because, as it
restraining
turned
order?
out, Diana had accused him of attacking both her and their son. It
Damn.
was a nearly 2-year-long divorce mediation, during which the investigators found no evidence supporting Diana's accusations, allowing Greg to get a 50.
See, she should have. See, in them type of situations where if you just lie, you feel what I'm saying? They should be able to get arrested just for lying, bro. Because it's not fair. Like, you put him through all of that. He got to spend money on the legal team and all of that just to get proof that he never did nothing, and nothing happens to her, bro. It's crazy.
Diana was also ordered to pay $120,000 as a part of their divorce settlement in late 2015.
Oh, that's good.
But before the divorce could be finalized, Greg received a phone call from an anonymous number that changed everything. The voice on the other end claimed to be a private investigator Diana had hired recently. And according to this investigator, he already had solid proof of the attack claims Diana had made against Greg. But for some unknown reason, he wanted to help Greg win the case, so he claimed to have left the documents taped to a power pole located on a small hiking
What the
trail
hell?
near Greg's home. Greg naturally found this whole thing pretty suspicious.
Yeah,
and
don't
decided
check
to
that
take
out,
one
bro.
of his friends with him to the pole on the night of September 4th, 2016.
Bro, why would you go at night?
Despite his suspicions, he failed to grasp the true intentions of the strangely helpful private detective.
Hello, this is 911.
Yeah. My friend has just been shot.
Do you know who shot
There's a guy lying down like a sniper.
him? A sniper? Did you
Oh
see
my
him?
gosh, bro.
We saw the
This nigga set something up. And, bro.
he shot at us like
Bro, this nigga was
When
waiting.
Greg reached the pole,
He was a
sniper opened
sniper.
fire on him, shooting him clean through the chest.
What the
Fortunately,
fuck?
the bullet missed his heart by mere inches, giving him a second chance at life. By the time the police arrived, the shooter had already fled the crime scene. But a quick survey of the area allowed the investigators to uncover a pair of towels the shooter left behind.
Stupid.
Running a DNA test on these towels led to a man named Weldon McDavid.
Look at
Diana's
this
shooting
nigga, bro.
instructor. Weldon tried to deny any involvement at first, but the evidence against him was overwhelming. As after a thorough search, investigators were able to find another set of...
Like, bro, why even do a crime if you are already related to like what you do, bro? My nigga, you're a shooting instructor, and and then you sniped somebody or try to snipe somebody. Why would they not think that it's you? Like, everything adds up to it being you.
This place as well. They had also received CCTV footage of Diana buying the burner phone Weldon later used to lure Greg into the secluded area. Most importantly, investigators
Another
also
setup.
found the gun Weldon used on Greg, hidden in the rafters of his garage. By this point, it was clear that Diana was the one who wanted to get rid of Greg, likely to avoid paying the divorce settlement and keep full custody of her son. Diana and
Like,
Weldon
bro.
were arrested for the attempted assassination on Greg.
Give him life. Give him a chair.
For their crimes in November 2017. Both were found guilty, with Diana sentenced to 26 years to life.
Bro, that's not enough time, bro. 26 years. She literally lied on this nigga and said that he was abusing her and the kids. And she got caught, and that was a lie. And then she hired, that's murder for hire, bro. She hired somebody to try to get this nigga gone, and she only got 26 years, my nigga. How did she only get 26 years, bro? That should be at least 50 years, bro. Because what happens if he would have actually died?
Into a harsher 50 years to life. The only silver lining in this entire case is that Greg was able to make a full recovery and is now living with his son.
That's good. And that's a lot of trauma on the son, bro.
Our 87 channel on YouTube seems oddly wholesome at first glance. It's owned by an Icelandic boy named Gunnar Runar Sigthorsson and contains a single 3.5-minute video of him confessing his feelings to the girl he loves. The title translates to English as My Confession to Hildur. In it, he says things like,
Hún á nefa sérstakasta manneskja sem ég nokkuð tímann hef. Ég verð svo ótrúlega glaður bara að vera náð.
Hey, hopefully he don't do nothing weird.
Og þetta ætla þér því að ég held sér orðin ástfangin með þér.
However, this seemingly heartfelt love letter turned out to be the key to solving one of the most horrific crimes in recent Icelandic history. And it all led back to Gunnar and the troubled life he had as a child. You see, Gunnar didn't have a mother growing up, resulting in him getting extremely close with his father. However, on the night of September 20th, 1996, when Gunnar was just 9 years old, his father decided to end it all using a gun.
Damn.
This already messed up situation even worse was the fact that Gunnar was in the room with his father and witnessed everything. Unsurprisingly, this took a heavy toll on Gunnar's mental health. He withdrew from the world and refused to accept his father's death as reality. Everything seemed hopeless for Gunnar. That is until primary school, when he met a girl named Hildur and instantly became infatuated with her. He'd admired her throughout school and into adulthood, but never found the courage to make a move, fearing he'd lose his only close friend. However, things changed in 2009 when Hildur got engaged to a man named Hannes.
Damn, nah, bro. She is wild for that shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. As much as you say, like, oh, they never was in a relationship, bro, she had to know, like, that this nigga liked her, bro. And it's like he damn near had nobody, bro. It feel like it got, bro. In situations like those, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you should just give a nigga a chance at least, bro. Cause who knows what's gonna happen, like after he sees this or heard of this, bro. Who knows what he's finna do, bro?
The push to do something about his feelings, but given his shy personality, he still couldn't confront Hildur directly. So, in March of 2009, he created a YouTube channel and uploaded his confession on there. Hildur never reciprocated his feelings, but the two remained friends. Even Hannes, Hildur's now husband, didn't seem to mind Gunnar's company, something he likely regretted deeply just a year later. It all went down on the 14th of August 2010. Hildur was invited to a party that Gunnar was attending as well. But things got a bit out of hand, and Hildur ended up drinking too much and passing out.
Dang.
Given their closeness, the task of getting her home safely was handed to Gunnar. But instead of dropping her off at Hannes' house like he should have,
He's finna kill her.
he took her to his own home. By the time Hildur woke up, it was already morning. She was understandably furious with Gunnar and immediately called one of her friends to drive her home. But nothing could have prepared Hildur for the horrific scene she witnessed on the other side of her front door. Her husband Hannes was lying on the top of the staircase near their bedroom, submerged in a pool of his own blood.
What the
She ran
fuck?
outside and called the authorities. Sadly, it was already too late.
Bro, I just said, bro. I knew that he was finna do some weird shit. Like, bro, after like, bro, he literally seen his dad die right in front of his eyes. And the person that he actually liked go for another nigga, bro. Like, that shit was damn near inevitable, bro.
Received over 20 stab wounds on his body, from his arms and legs to the back of his neck.
Damn.
And was long dead by the time Hildur found him.
Rest in
Given
peace,
his
bro.
condition, his death was ruled a homicide, and investigators wasted no time in looking for the killer. And while they initially suspected one of his business rivals of committing this horrific crime, it didn't take long for investigators to find Gunnar's video confession to Hildur and bring him in for questioning. Gunnar denied knowing anything about it.
Nigga look like a
Eventually
whole
let go
different
due to
person,
lack of
bro.
evidence. Fortunately, not all hope was lost, because not long after that, investigators found a bloody shoe print next to Hannes's bed. Looking deeper into this print revealed that it belonged to a pair of limited edition Adidas shoes. At
Dang.
the time, there were only 18 of these specific shoes in all of Iceland, and Gunnar just so happened to own one of these pairs. This was enough.
It happens
evidence to
every
lead to
time,
the
bro.
again. This also gave investigators the authority to do a thorough search of his belongings, resulting in them finding residue of Hannes's blood on his shoes, as well as in his car. Once presented with this evidence, Gunnar confessed to the murder. He also revealed that he'd been planning.
Hey,
it
you
for
getting
months,
life, bro.
and even shoplifted the items he intended to use to avoid purchase records linking back to him. And while he didn't admit to it, Hildur
Look, he
also
tried to be
suspected
smart,
he
but he
was
wasn't
sleeping
smart
with her
enough.
that night, since she usually never passed out like that. After committing the crime, he also drove to a nearby pier and dumped items used in the crime into the sea to get rid of any evidence. It was a well thought out plan, since he was only caught because the garbage bag he used to hide his shoe prints tore open as he walked. As for his motive, it was just as everyone had expected, with him making it clear during the investigation, stating, "I loved Hildur. She was supposed to be with me. She was
See?
not supposed to be with him." Surprisingly, he was found not guilty during his first trial on March 1, 2011 by reason
What?
of insanity stemming from his messed up childhood. However, the prosecution argued that he was fully aware of his actions and
He
escalated
was.
the case to the Supreme Court of Iceland. Gunnar was found guilty on this second trial
Yeah.
and sentenced to 16 years in prison.
What? 16 years, my nigga? It's niggas who was getting more than that for some lesser shit, bro. This nigga literally killed some. How do you get 16 years for killing somebody, bro? Like, killing somebody should automatically be life in prison or the chair, bro. Unless it's like self-defense. But besides that, bro, this nigga killed somebody because he cannot get a female, bro. Are we dead ass, bro? He only got 16 years, bro. He's probably out by now.
He was already lenient given the brutality of his crime, yet he ended up serving only half of that sentence as well.
What?
He was released under supervision in July 2019, and now works at a local warehouse.
Hell nah, bro. Wherever he works, bro, let me know, because I'm not trying to go out there. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, rest in peace to everybody in this video, bro. These niggas are genuinely crazy, bro. Always watch your surroundings. Really watch who you hang around. Watch who you date, bro, because niggas could be out to get you, bro. A lot of backdoor shit going on, but let me know what y'all want to see next, bro. I'm out of here.